PSG are not the type of club to give up on a player who wants to leave them. Kylian Mbappe might want to join Real Madrid as a free agent during the summer, but the Ligue champions are still confident that they can convince their star player to prolong his sojourn at the Parc and have a few more tricks up their sleeves. Moreover, Arsenal are no longer eager to retain the services of Nicolas Pepe, whose time at the Emirates has been nothing short of a spectacular failure. Maybe it's time for the London Giants to cut their losses. Manchester United will go through several changes during the summer transfer window, but it appears that they still see a future with Cristiano Ronaldo, even though some say that he isn't compatible with what Erik ten Hag envisions. Real Madrid are close to finalising the signing of Antonio Rudiger, and we've got all the juicy details of the contract that the German has been offered. So, you know who we are, and if you want to be a part of our family and stay informed about all things football, then make sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications.
Before we get started, we want to share the sponsor of today's video. The OneFootball app is the ultimate football platform and is a must-have for every football fan so that you can follow all of your favourite leagues, teams and players all the time right from your phone. You can be sure to turn on notifications for specific players to be instantly alerted when they score a goal or when they are involved in other breaking news. It is the best and easiest way to stay up to date with everything football. Click the link in the description down below to download the app right now. You won't regret it.
Barring an incredible turnaround, the German defender will commit to Real Madrid. And in Madrid, the former ex-Chelsea man will make a lot of money. At 29 and after 5 seasons at Chelsea, Antonio Rudiger has decided to give his career a new trajectory. Free of any contract next June, the German has decided to leave Stamford Bridge. A blow for the Blues, who will therefore lose one of their defensive leaders. All this without taking a single penny. And the same with Andreas Christensen. The situation is that he wants to leave the club. He told me about it in a private conversation. We gave everything, the club and I, but we could no longer fight because of the actions, confirmed Thomas Tuchel in recent days. A year after stealing David Alaba from Bayern Munich, the Meringues will once again recruit a defensive rock without paying any transfer compensation. And given the level displayed by Rudiger in the Champions League quarter-final against them, Real Madrid should be smiling. But the player too has every reason to be smiling. Marca has revealed the details of the operation this Friday, and the least we can say is that the player has been offered really good conditions for his 4-year contract. Reportedly, he will receive a signing bonus of €8 million, as well as a net annual salary of €9 million. Finally, his agent will be paid €15 million in terms of commission. In total, the Rudiger operation is going to cost Real Madrid around €59 million. So let's just say that this signing isn't actually a bargain. Nicolas Pepe is probably living his last weeks with Arsenal. Since joining the club from Lille, the Ivorian international has seen his horizons darken week after week and has only managed 630 minutes of playing time in the Premier League this season, 17 games for just 1 goal. His last start in the league even dates back to October 18th. Starved of playing time, this is the beginning of the end for the player. It's frustrating not to play. No player likes not to play, but I have to respect the coach's decision. When a team wins, it's hard for a coach to make changes. Mikel explained it to me, and I know I have to work hard in training to get more playing time. The coach knows what I'm thinking and how hard I work. It is also a question of communication. Sometimes it is not easy to communicate with the language barrier, he regretted. A confession that can be translated into a desire to leave. He had moreover admitted it during this same interview. I am focused on our performances until the end of the season and on the club's objective, which is to reach the Champions League. Then we'll see what happens. With a salary of €7.8 million per season and a current contract until 2024, the rest seems quite obvious. The former Lille resident will sit around a table with his management to talk about the future. According to information from the London Evening Standard, the English club should explain to the player, who was bought for €80 million almost 3 years ago, that 2 players in his position would be recruited this summer, a message that must be understood as an invitation to leave, and which should end up convincing Pepe that his time at Arsenal is now coming to an end. The King's return. Last summer, Cristiano Ronaldo made his comeback to the Premier League 12 years after joining Real Madrid. Now older and all the more wiser, King CR7 hoped to enjoy as much success during his first reign at Man United. Unfortunately, that's not been the case. This season again, the residents of Old Trafford will not win a single title, a bad habit that's been haunting them for 5 years now. Even the return of one of the club's most famous sons, a 5-time Ballon d'Or winner, and a player crowned with numerous titles and trophies has not changed the situation. However, CR7 has gotten used to it now. While some have expressed the fact that the Mancunian team is less balanced when he plays, it must however be recognised that the former Juventus player still brings a lot. At 37, he is the Red Devils' top scorer this season, with 23 goals in 36 matches in all competitions. In detail, he scored 6 in the Champions League and 17 in the Premier League, where he's joint second top scorer of the season with Heung-min Son of Tottenham. Only Mohamed Salah with 22 goals has done better than the legendary Portuguese. However, the native of Funchal was more decisive than the Egyptian against the teams from the top 5 of the English Championship. Indeed, Salah scored 4 goals against big names, while CR7 he scored 8. The last one is from earlier this week. It was against Chelsea in a 1-1 draw. The striker also took the opportunity to continue his good run of form, since he remains on 8 goals scored in the last 6 matches he's played with United. Indispensable, he continues to save the team, even if his team has less and less chance of playing in the Champions League next season, a point that will necessarily count when taking stock at the end of the season. Because despite his status as top scorer and attacking leader of the Mancunians, Ronaldo is not guaranteed to stay this summer. Indeed, his relationship with Ralf Rangnick, his attitude, which has sometimes annoyed the locker room, or even a probable absence in the Champions League, are all elements which can push the Portuguese star to leave. Especially since in recent weeks, the English press assured that United were not necessarily eager to continue with him. The directors did not want new manager Erik ten Hag to have to manage a player who wants to start every game, and who is not part of the club's long-term plans. The Manchester Evening News had even indicated that the Dutch coach was not against continuing without a player, who was also wondering about his future. But the deal has changed, since United are no longer so sure that they want to part with the Portuguese striker, as Rangnick suggested. It's something we should talk about among ourselves. Erik ten Hag, the board and myself. Cristiano still has a year left on his contract. It's also important to see and find out what he wants to do, if he wants to stay. But again, I haven't been able to talk to Erik so far, and therefore it doesn't make sense to talk about it now. He then assured that CR7 could get along with the future coach. I'm not just talking about the goal he scored today, but also about all his performance, his attitude, the frequency with which he helped our own half. At 37, it's not normal to do that. He showed that today. If he plays like he played today, he can still be a big help for this team. Ronaldo is a major asset that Manchester United and Erik ten Hag will find difficult to do without. But will the player under contract until 2023 remain without Champions League football? We'll find out soon enough. PSG are really desperate at the moment. They don't want to lose the services of Kylian Mbappe because they know how they'll flounder without their talismanic forward. This season, the young forward has single-handedly helped his team to a lot of wins, and if he wasn't in form, the Parisians might have struggled to win the Ligue title. His importance to the club is well documented, and with just a couple of months left in his contract, the World Cup winner is likely to join Real Madrid as a free agent. This has been the player's dream, and no one can judge him for that. However, it appears that PSG have decided to literally move heaven and earth to convince the youngster into staying put. According to L'Equipe, the residents of Parc are willing to make him the club captain. At present, Marquinhos is the one who wears the captain's armband. However, it is believed that the Brazilian was unable to galvanise the squad when it mattered the most this season, and perhaps Mbappe is the best option. But let's be honest here. If Mbappe really wanted to stay at the club beyond the current campaign, he would have done so without asking for so many things that PSG are offering him. Our advice to Leonardo and Nasser Al-Khelaifi is that they should focus their energy on bringing in a perfect replacement, rather than spending an entire summer on convincing a player who's got his mind made up.